Today, we're going to talk about something called SIM swap fraud. Our goal here is really simple, to help you understand how it works so you can stay aware, stay calm, and stay safe. This is all about being informed and prepared, not about creating any fear. All right, let's get into it. First off, I want you to think about your mobile number in a slightly different way. It's not just a bunch of digits you use to call people. It's actually a lot more than that. You should think of it as a key. And as you can see, that key, your phone number, well, it unlocks just about everything. It's the gateway to your bank accounts, your UPI apps, your social media, and maybe most importantly, all those one-time passwords you get through messages. So this brings us to a pretty important question, doesn't it? What happens if a criminal somehow gets their hands on a copy of that very important key? And that's exactly where the danger of SIM swap fraud really begins. So what is SIM swap fraud exactly? Well, it's a type of identity theft where a scammer tricks your mobile provider into issuing a new SIM card for your number. The really crucial thing to get here is that they do this without ever having your physical phone. They're not stealing your device, they're stealing your number. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how on earth do they actually pull this off? Let's break down the whole process step by step so you can see how this digital identity theft happens. The very first thing a scammer needs is information about you. And they can get this in a lot of ways, maybe from phishing emails, big data breaches, or even just from information you share publicly online. So the scam doesn't start with your SIM, it starts with your data. And this is the kind of info they're usually hunting for. You know, the basics, your full name, your date of birth, and of course your mobile number. But the real prize for them are those identity details from your Aadhaar or PAN card. That's the stuff they need to successfully impersonate you. So once they have your data, the scam unfolds pretty quickly. They contact your mobile company pretending to be you, probably claiming they lost their phone or that the SIM is damaged. The company believes them and issues a new SIM to the scammer. And in that very moment, your own SIM card just stops working. From that point on, they have total control of your number. And once they have that control, the damage can happen fast because they get all your text messages, they can intercept your OTPs. That means they can reset your banking passwords, move money out of your account, and take over your social media profiles. It's why controlling your number is so valuable to them. Now that you understand how the scam works, let's move on to how you can spot it. There are definitely warning signs, and knowing what to look for is your best first defense. So what is the single most important red flag? The one thing that should immediately tell you a SIM swap might be in progress. This is it. Your phone suddenly loses all connection. The top of your screen shows no service or no network, and it just stays that way. This is happening because your original SIM has just been deactivated by the mobile company. So the next step is absolutely critical. If you lose your signal for a really long time, don't just assume it's a network problem in your area. You need to find another phone right away and call your mobile service provider. Ask them what's happening with your account immediately. Of course, the absolute best approach is prevention. We can all build a kind of digital shield made of good habits to protect ourselves from this ever happening in the first place.
Let's walk through these simple but really effective steps. First, just be very protective of your personal details, especially things like Aadhaar and PAN numbers. Second, use strong and different passwords for your important accounts like email and banking. Third, and this one is a big one, turn on two-factor authentication whenever you can. It adds a crucial extra layer of security. Fourth, please remember, no legitimate company will ever call you up and ask you to read an OTP back to them. And finally, just get into the habit of glancing over your bank statements every now and then to make sure all the transactions are yours.
You know, all of these different tips can really be summed up by one core principle. It's like a golden rule for staying safe online, not just from the scam, but from many others too. And that rule is this: always stop, sync, and verify. If anything ever feels urgent or weird or unexpected, just pause. Take a breath. Think about what's being asked of you. Then find your own way to verify if it's real. That simple habit is your strongest defense. The goal of all this is not to make you afraid of technology. It's simply to help you stay informed and to be cautious. Because at the end of the day, knowing how these things work, that's your greatest strength. Awareness really is the best protection you can have. If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about this. Stay aware and please share this information with your family and your friends. It could make all the difference in keeping them safe too.